Where should you go first when visiting Pátzcuaro? Hola amigos, hello friends. We are at the Centro Interactivo Vasco de Quiroga. This is a museum in Pátzcuaro. When you first come in, you'll come over here to the left, and there is the administration building, and it's only 50 pesos to come in here. And so I'm super excited to see what kinds of displays they have here at this interactive museum. I'm excited to share it with you, so let's go in. The guide, Martin, doesn't speak English, but there are big placards here in Spanish and English, so you can come in and read exactly what you're looking for. There are all of these brochures that have multiple languages on them. So, and one of them is English. There are a number of other languages, of course, Spanish and Purépecha, which is the indigenous language that is spoken in this region of Michoacán. And then there is this information about the railway station, which used to actually run right through here, and we'll show you the little bit of tracks that are left that go through the museum. And it also talks about what we can explore here at the museum. So once you come into the museum, they have these gorgeous televisions that will tell you more about the lives of the people, the Purépecha people. There's also some information about the Fiesta de Animas, which is the Feast of the Souls, and you can get some information in Spanish and Purépecha, but there's also buttons that you can push for French and English and subtitles that alternate in that order every 6 minutes and 42 seconds, okay? So there is additional information in English. The other thing that you'll see here are these beautiful big life-size posters that are written in Spanish and English. So it gives you all of the information that your guide, Martin, will share with you. The other thing I found really special about here is there were 3 tenants that the Don Vasco had for the people of the region. And one was education. So there is the Colegio de San Nicolás that was started under his tutelage, and we can hear more about it in Español, Inglés, Francés, and Purépecha, which again is the language of the indigenous people of this region. Then we have medical. So medical is the second thing that was important to Don Vasco to provide for the people of this region. So they have the Hospital de Santa Fe. The third thing was religion, and we know that Catholicism is the main religion in Mexico and for the Spaniards when they came over here, and they built the Basilica de Pátzcuaro. Okay, so I really love what this says right here. So, since pre-Hispanic times, the inhabitants of the Purépecha region have maintained a very close bond with nature. So, to me, that's very similar to the indigenous people all over North America. And it also says a continuous sequence of night and day, the changing of the seasons and agricultural cycles are understood in the correspondence with the human life cycle of birth, growth, and death. Day of the Dead is a really big thing around here, and if Day of the Dead is something you've ever really wanted to experience and see how it was done and how it's still done in the traditional manner, this is definitely the place to come. This also talks about the fiestas y tradiciones, festivities and traditions that take place around here. And the people of Michoacan confer a religious and ritual sense of festivities and traditions, and they are still celebrated today. So then after you watch the TVs about the work that the people did back in the day, which really they're still doing today, and you can also see this typical building where people lived. Okay, oh wow, look at this. It's beautiful. And they also have this beautiful video back here that has English subtitles with it, so it's a lovely video. So they're talking about how our future generation's going to manage without knowing their traditional ways. And then after this beautiful little building, there is an area over here with holograms. Now these are really, really cool. Okay, so there is a hologram here that shows you how copper was molded in Santa Clara del Cobre, which is the area where copper was made, and we will be going there as well, so you'll get to see some of the Pueblo Mágico of Santa Clara del Cobre. But this hologram is wonderful because it shows you an actual demonstration of how they made the copper materials. The other thing that they have another hologram, and this is how the guitars are actually made and put together, and it's all done by hand. So this is an interactive table that once you touch it, we're going to learn about the Ruta Don Vasco right here at this interactive table. Food. Gotta tell you, the food in Michoacan and in this area, Pátzcuaro, is really, really yummy. Now there is another little food display over here, so let's go take a look at that. Okay, so here is another interactive display, depending on where we want to go. So we've chosen Zin Zun Zan, which is another Pueblo Mágico that is very close to the Pueblo Mágico of Pátzcuaro. This display here tells you where there are some chefs that are still cooking in a very traditional method in each one of these areas. Here is that mole? Mole, okay. So that looks absolutely delicious.
Caldo de pescado.
Caldo de pescado, or fish soup, is another one of the traditional dishes that you'll find at the particular restaurant that we're looking at. So this is also going to tell us what the dishes are, but also it's going to tell you the address and the chef, their hours, approximate cost for a typical dish, what they serve. You can also get contact information for the restaurant. So there's a real benefit here if you're looking to try traditional food, that you can come here and you can see exactly where you want to go to get traditional food cooked in a traditional manner right here in Pátzcuaro or around the lake. So Paracho is the town where the guitars are made, and we're going to be going to visit that too. So you want to make sure that you subscribe, hit that notification bell, and make sure that you're seeing when we have that video available. So,
esta sala se llama Cielos de Colores. Aquí vamos a poder apreciar templos y capillas del siglo XVI que tenemos aquí en el estado de Michoacán. En estos templos y capillas participaron las órdenes religiosas franciscanos y agustinos, que fueron las primeras órdenes religiosas en llegar a Michoacán. Ellos aportaron las técnicas de construcción, darle una imagen visual cristiana, y los maestros decoradores indígenas hicieron unas obras de arte en el interior de estos techos, utilizando pigmentos vegetales y animales. Espero que disfruten esta salita. Son templos y capillas de hace 500 años decorados por manos purépechas. Les recomiendo esta vaquita.
we are in a room called Cielos de Colores, colorful ceilings. So there is a whole list of churches that have these absolutely stunning painted ceilings. So that is one of the items that we plan on doing while we're here in Pátzcuaro. These ceilings look absolutely incredible. So that is going to be done in a separate video, but very, very excited to go and view some of these really small churches that look sort of unassuming, but you walk in and wow. So we have just, we're looking at just the outer part of them. This one is in a town called Anganwan. And look at the detail on the outside. That's incredible. I can't wait to go and see them. And what this museum does, check this out. So what the museum does is it rolls along the top and tells you what the ceilings look like. So if you don't have the opportunity to actually go and view all of these churches and you really want to see them, you can do it all right here at the museum for a quick tour, 50 pesos, okay? Definitely highly recommend coming here. Thank you for joining us today at the Vasco de Quiroga Interactive Museum. We really enjoyed coming here and are very happy to have you join us. We were a little disappointed, actually very disappointed, to see that there weren't very many people enjoying this museum. It is an incredible resource about the people who lived on the Lake Pátzcuaro land, the Purépecha, prior to the Spanish invasion. In addition to learning how Vasco de Quiroga was able to really help the people learn how to survive using their own knowledge and culture and traditions to continue to support themselves with the new way of life. So we hope that when you go to visit Pátzcuaro, that you will visit this museum first. It'll give you a lot of ideas that you won't find anywhere else on things to do in the area if you're looking for something especially off the beaten track. Everything that we learned here is not possible to put in just one video. So please join us at www.mexicolivingthedream.com and read the blog to fill in all of the information that we couldn't put in this video today. Adios amigos, goodbye friends.